How's it going, everybody? It's Andrew here again from the Real Monomoth YouTube channel, and today we're going to give our Matchday 28 results for the Bundesliga. We're going to do things a wee bit differently this week. We're going to do a video. I just have the predictions of the games that I predicted, and then I have the the actual results that happened, and it doesn't make good reading because out of the 9 games last week we got 6. This week we got a big fat L. It was a 0 out of 9. I think I may as well just shut the channel down and retire and pull the blanket over my head and never predict German football again. But anyhow, we're going to have our predictions video just a little bit later on, probably this evening or tomorrow morning. So today I just have a rundown of the games that we predicted, the actual results, and then just a couple of key moments from the rundowns from the game that I've seen. So first of all was the Klassiker. Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich. I predicted a 2-2. It ended up a 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Bayern dominated the game in the second half. I thought when the second half started, I thought that Borussia Dortmund would have come out firing all cylinders. I thought maybe they would have got a good kick up the arse to come out and start in the second half, and they didn't. It was actually Bayern Munich who did, and I thought Bayern asserted their authority over Borussia Dortmund, and which they tend to do these days in the Bundesliga. Joshua Kimmich's goal, we can't forget about it. It was a fantastic goal, absolutely wonderful, world-class goal. I thought Berkey maybe should have done a bit better in keeping it out, and that's the thing with Berkey. He does leak a few goals. He wouldn't be the best shot stopper in the Bundesliga. I was actually thinking of an idea for a video today, and it was the best Bundesliga goalkeepers, but we'll maybe save that for another time when we're ready to do it. But anyway, yes, wonderful goal from Joshua Kimmich. The tactics from Hansi Flick should be absolutely applauded. I thought his tactics were spot on in nullifying Borussia Dortmund. You would have thought that at the start of the match, that when Bayern came out, they would have asserted their authority like they did in the second half, but they didn't. They sat back, they soaked up the pressure, they nullified the chances, they nullified the space, closed the space down really well. And their midfield, Bayern's midfield and Bayern's fullbacks dominated the game. Alphonso Davies, you couldn't touch him. You couldn't touch him at all. And that's 7 points clear now for Bayern Munich, and that's probably Meisterschale out. So that's probably them done with that now. Moving on, next game was Leverkusen against Wolfsburg. I predicted a 1-1, and it ended up being a 4-1 to Wolfsburg, and this was an embarrassing performance from Bayer Leverkusen, absolutely embarrassing. I said in the last video that Leverkusen were on a good run. They were on a really good run, just behind Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich in the form table, and that when you see teams who win, draw, there's always a spanner in the works game. And this, I thought, was Bayer Leverkusen's spanner in the works game, but I thought it would have came in the way of a draw, and it didn't. It was a humbling defeat at home. And Peter Bosz, he switched it from 3 at the back to 4 at the back to a back 4, and then he tried to switch, and then Amiri was playing right back. Havertz couldn't get any space. Diaby couldn't control the ball, which is not like him. Leon Bailey came on in the second half, was ineffective, completely ineffective. And Castells, the Wolfsburg goalkeeper, he hardly had a save to make. He the only time he had to do anything was to pick the ball out of the back of net when Leverkusen got the consolation goal in the 85th minute from Julian Baumgartner. But Pogrančić and Brooks were excellent at the back for Wolfsburg. Pogrančić came up with 2 goals as well, and how they let 5'0" Renato Steffen head in from the back post, I do not know. It was embarrassing, and I hope Leverkusen buck up their ideas for this weekend. Moving on, Frankfurt against Freiburg. I predicted a 0-2. I thought Freiburg would have won this match 2-0. The game actually ended up in a 3-3 draw, and there was plenty of missed chances from Frankfurt in this game. I think it was 30 shots they had total, so plenty of missed chances. Andre Silva, who I mentioned again in the last video, he scored this week, and that's no wins for Freiburg since the season's restarted. So they're coming up against Leverkusen this weekend, this Friday night, so another wee beer, another wee bet. But anyway, Nils Petersen's header from the free kick that Freiburg got was a beauty. It was right on the bullet and straight into the back of the net. But again, Freiburg, they threw away the lead with 2 very, very sloppy goals. And Schalov, their goalkeeper, Freiburg's goalkeeper, I thought he was made to work a little bit too hard. It just shows what a good goalkeeper he is, and what a good goalkeeper the Bundesliga have at the minute. So moving on again, we've got Werder Bremen against Borussia Mönchengladbach. I predicted 0-3 to Gladbach. I thought Gladbach would have walked this one, considering Werder Bremen's position in their league, their form, and just their all-round the bad mood in their camp at the minute. But it was a boring 0-0, a very, very dull affair. I was surprised that Werder Bremen actually kept Alisson Plea and Marcus Thuram, Lars Stindl. I was surprised that they kept them type of players out, because they could have done damage, could have done real damage against Werder. And credit to Werder Bremen, that's 4 points now from 7 for them. So good on Werder Bremen for stopping the rot, initially anyway. So moving on again. Leipzig against Hertha Berlin. I predicted this one to be a 2-1 to Leipzig. It actually ended up in a 2-2 draw. And I've seen plenty of this game. I think I watched it right up until the last couple of minutes, actually, because I had something else to do. But it's not usually something else to do is more important than football, but I did this time. It was a bit of an ugly game, and there's plenty of fouls in this match. There was a red card as well. Halstenberger got sent off. He actually scored. And Hertha Berlin showed excellent efficiency on the ball, off the ball, and they really are buying into what Labadia wants them to do. And they're on a good run now, and you wouldn't bet against them in upcoming fixtures, but we'll see what upcoming fixtures and what we've predicted for the next game in the next video. Augsburg against Paderborn. Plenty of goal attempts, only 3 on target for each team. And this is probably the least attractive of the fixtures, and to be honest, I haven't watched this game. I couldn't even find highlights of it when I went to look for it. I'm sure they're in there somewhere, but when I went to look for it to write this out, I didn't see anything on it anyway, so I'm just basing it on the facts here at the minute. And this was again the least attractive fixture before the kickoff, so I predicted an narrow home win, and it was a poor game. I predicted 1-0 to Augsburg. I thought maybe the home team would just nick it, but it was a 0-0 draw. Very, very disappointing. Next game coming up was Dusseldorf against Schalke, and I predicted a 1-1 for this game, and it actually ended up being a 2-1 to Dusseldorf. Eric Tommy, again, we have to praise this guy. Every time I watch him for Dusseldorf, I think he's great. His set pieces, the set piece routine that he had at the corner kick, he tried it a couple of times, and it bore fruit the second time it worked. They got a goal out of it. Schalke threw away the lead, in my opinion. Daniel Caligiuri was probably their best player. He's the captain, probably their best player. Their goalkeeper Schubert was made to work hard again, but he was at fault for the second goal, and it's not good from Schalke, and their form's awful. So anyway, who got the goal? Weston McKennie got the goal from a free kick for Schalke, and Karaman and Ruben Hennings scored for Dusseldorf to seal the win. Next game coming up was Hoffenheim against Koln. Predicted a 1-0 win to Koln. I thought they were in good form, thought they were on a run. Again, I was proved wrong again. 3-1 to Hoffenheim, and Baumgartner scored 2. The second one he assisted was brilliant. The third one he assisted was brilliant. He was man of the match. He was all over the place. He was running. He was working hard. He scored twice. He had a great assist. A lovely little drag back heel flick for the setup for the third goal. And Cologne, they were reduced to 10 men in 25 minutes. Bornau was sent off for a shocking challenge. I actually seen the highlights of this game. I watched a bit of it as well. And the commentator in the match said that Bornau was lucky. He went for the ball and he was unlucky to be sent off. It's a genuine attempt. I thought it was a shocking tackle. He caught him halfway up his calf. I thought it was reckless. So again, Baumgartner was my man of the match in this game, and there's actually 2 red cards. And Ut has missed a penalty again. So that's 2. That's 2 he's missed since the restart. And Hoffenheim, they'll probably be disappointed not to keep a clean sheet, because Florian Kainz got a consolation goal for them. Next game we've got is Union Berlin against Mainz. I predicted a 2-1 to Mainz, and it didn't end up that way. It ended up in a dull sort of 1-1 draw. Baku with 13 minutes got the opener, and Inge Varsin equalised 20 minutes later. Andrik was sent off her second yellow card before half time for Union Berlin, and that was the wrap up for the Bundesliga Matchday 28 results. In my opinion, the game between Bayer Leverkusen and Wolfsburg, Bayer Leverkusen have got away with this because Borussia Dortmund got beat, Leipzig drew, Borussia Mönchengladbach drew. And I made a point of saying in the first video during the week that if you looked at the 2 fixtures, the 2 teams in that fixture between Bayer Leverkusen and Wolfsburg, 4th against 6th, and there are 14 points between the 2. But if you looked at it, they got away with it because that gap now closes to 11. And as I say, all them other teams above them, except for Bayern, in around them, except for Bayern, had actually won. So that was a bit of an escape for Bayer Leverkusen. On a summary, I would say all European places apart from the top spot are up for grabs. We don't know if Borussia Dortmund are going to finish second now because they got beat, and as I say, Leipzig did gain a point in them. Leverkusen did get beat, but all them European places are up for grabs, and it's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of games where we end up with that. So that's the end of this video. If you did like it and you want to see more of these types of videos, please like it and subscribe. And we'll be back later on with the prediction video for Matchday 29. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.